So there's no nerves in you at all about this?
No, not at all. I just laughed.
But what if he knocks you out?
This is definitely the toughest, most savage, lethal. Like I literally can't wait to look across the ring and see him and give him a death stare.
Expectedly, Jake Paul wasn't a culprit that'll go scot-free. He's been apprehended by Iron Mike Tyson and handed some devastating verbal punches to the face. Tyson was even accompanied by others who found Jake Paul insensitive, and dumb Mike Tyson has reacted in the craziest way, forcing Jake Paul to swallow the words he said about Tyson's dead daughter. Let's get right in. More volcanoes have erupted in the build-up to the matchup on July 23 between YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul and boxing legend Mike Tyson. Sadly, it's not looking to get any better, with both fighters seemingly taking turns and wreaking more devastating havocs on each other.
Have some sort of emotional wall that just like blocks you. I don't know, you just always are like have this pent up aggression. Like you're just like the only way I can describe it is you're like a little angry elf.
Ever since it was announced, no bout has witnessed more controversies, contributions, predictions, and opinions from fans and professionals than the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. The announcement of the fight was more than enough to arouse innumerable opinions and sentiments. While it has come as a shocking and unreasonable matchup to many, some have found it very exciting, and really it's all about Tyson. They're either excited by the abilities of Tyson and the possibilities of him aiding such speed and power at an older age, or they are fearful for Tyson's age, deeming it wrong in every sense for Tyson to fight in a professional matchup against an opponent 30 years younger than himself. These ones aren't moved by Tyson's exploits in his training sessions, but remain rigid about their unwillingness to see him return to the ring in a professional matchup. But aside the opinions and sentiments of these cues and professionals, both fighters have been doing so much to ensure nothing is bland about their upcoming matchup. Mike Tyson has been releasing several training footages, while Jake Paul has been sending in his funny responses as well. Jake Paul has also been spending his time sending insults in their different sizes to Mike Tyson, who hasn't been hesitant to give harsh remarks as well. The latest of them from Jake Paul was what seemed to have been overboard and beyond limits. Jake Paul's insensitive reference to Mike Tyson's daughter's death has been said to be the last straw that broke the camel's back. Jake Paul's response was aimed at training footage where Tyson braced him up for the fight, saying, "Get ready, baby, fire is in the house." In reply, Jake Paul had promised to end Tyson, and not just that, but to bury him beside his late daughter Exodus Tyson. Tyson has come mate and crazy at Jake Paul. Like Jake Paul, he's involved family members in his replies, and he's not backing out. Mike Tyson started in the strangest ways: "One of the best decisions of my career is to fight you, because I'll definitely kill you, you king son of a." Tyson then added, "I have no regrets fighting a bastard 30 years younger if it'll give me the one chance to avenge my daughter. How dare you bring her into this? You knew nothing. If you knew what her meant to me, you definitely wouldn't have dared it. You have forced my wrath out, and you'll get the fullness of it." Mike Tyson wasn't anywhere close to being done with Paul. Paul had committed the greatest crime, and Tyson was going to make him pay for it. Tyson went on to say, "I don't want to do so much talking, but people shouldn't be surprised. You shouldn't expect much from a boy raised by a pedophile. He never saw a good model. He only had a controversial man to model him, and he's turned worse today. A failed man has successfully raised failed kids, but I'd end that lineage on July 20th. I'll kill Jake Paul myself, and it won't be a prank." While Jake had aimed his shots at Mike Tyson and his daughter, Tyson had brought Jake Paul and his parents into public embarrassment. Jake Paul's parents are Greg Paul and Pam Stepnick. Both of his parents are divorced, but still are on good terms with each other. The 57-year-old is a celebrity himself. He has made several appearances on his son's YouTube videos, building a fan base for himself. He has a very popular Instagram feed and also has thousands of subscribers on his YouTube channel. Jake Paul's mom, Pam Stepnick, is now living in Ohio, married to another man. She too, like her ex-husband, is a celebrity and is popular from the vlogs and podcasts of Logan and Jake Paul. Before hitting fame, she was a nurse. She even has a YouTube channel dedicated to her called The Vlog Mom. She has her own net worth that is between $15 million. She once made the headlines alongside Tyron Woodley's mom. While Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul went at each other during their fight, both women left the brawl between their sons behind them. when they met for the first time, spoke cordially to each other, and shared a warm hug. They made headlines after many appreciated them for their gestures. However, Mike Tyson had more words for Jake Paul's father. Jake Paul's dad is no different from his kids when it comes to getting involved in controversies. The father made the headlines in 2018 when he was accused of getting involved in inappropriate behavior with underage girls. Greg Paul was accused by digital gangsters who uploaded a video that was claimed to be a sex tape of the celebrity dad. Despite their accusations, there was no proof that it was Gregory who was in that video, so that case has been put to rest. Greg has made several appearances on his son's YouTube channels. He was even part of several prank videos and vlogs on Jake Paul's YouTube channel. In the video, Jake Paul's dad can be seen kissing a young girl who is blindfolded. This sure did stir up a lot of controversies.
Alter ego when it came to fighting.
But who's there to check it outside the ring?
Excuse me?
Who's there to check that?
Excuse me?
Who's there to...
Nobody better say nothing about it. You better turn your fucking head.
That's great. Use the bathroom.
As a result, Tyson has labeled him a bad example for his kids and referred to his poor lifestyle as the reason behind Jake Paul's rascality. And not only has he been fired back at by the baddest man on the planet, Jake Paul has got from fans and other professionals lined up for him as well. Oscar de la Hoya, who has been very vocal on matters regarding this matchup, having previously expressed his love for Mike Tyson, has come at Jake Paul for putting up such insensitive statements. I know he pulls some crazy stunts, that's how he lives, but I think this is too far. I understand what happens in build-ups, but it's a fight against a legend, and you give him that respect. It's a build-up, but you maintain the respect, the golden boy of boxing said when asked about Jake Paul's comments. De La Hoya added, "It's crazier than you think. Many boxers knew what that moment meant for Tyson, and Jake has come to rubbish it. I don't know, but it's just crazy chaos. I was more concerned about the example Jake Paul was leaving for the younger generation." He expressed his concerns by saying Jake is facing Mike Tyson, and he can't just help but misbehave more. Tyson won't be the legend he is. If he was busy acting like Jake, he should pay attention to the younger generation. He's too irresponsible to do that. Talking about being a perfect example for kids, Jake Paul misrepresents that in every aspect. As a result, he was kicked out of Disney some years ago. Disney Channel decided it was done with Jake Paul after the company announced that the social media star and sometimes actor would be leaving his role on Disney's bizarre Vark. Paul's mid-season departure meant that Disney decided it was best to get Paul off the show as quickly as possible, and this followed public complaints from PA's West Hollywood neighbors about the young star being quite possibly the world's worst neighbor, drawing massive crowds of screaming fans and setting a bonfire in his empty swimming pool. In the statement released by Disney, he said, "We've mutually agreed that Jake Paul will leave his role on the Disney Channel series Bizarre Vark. On behalf of the production company, the cast and crew, we thank Jake for his good work on the TV series for the past 18 months and extend our best wishes to him." However, Jake made it sound like he had simply outgrown his role on Bizaardvark due to both his other career commitments and his age. He was quick to tweet and denial on X after being late for both Disney and myself after communicating for a couple months while I was daily vlogging on set, and I was growing Team 10 and other business stuff I have going on. It was so hard for the both of us to make everything work personally. I feel like I've gotten so much older in the past 2 years and matured as a person, and my brand is evolving and becoming more of an adult, and I want to play more adult roles in acting and grow in that sense. For me, it wasn't always fun to be playing the kid role all the time, saying here we go like it's funny, but I did. I don't think 2 years from now, which is potentially how long I could have stayed with Disney, that's what I wanted to be doing. When I was 22 years old, playing a 16-year-old Jake Paul made several other denials to prove it was a mutual agreement, but many disbelieved his claims.